Good afternoon and welcome back to the fifth edition of the Africa Science Masters Festival 2022. Up next, we have a panel session as a Polygence Mentorship. We are joined by Dr. Dr. Luli El-Shari. She is the head of mentoring at Polygence. We are also joined by Queen Elizabeth High School students, Samantha Kaseke, Shama Tayewa, and Rarashi Butami. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for them.
Hello, everyone. We're also joined today by one of our mentors, Nehemiah Guillaumet, who will be talking about the Polygence project with us as well. So thank you so much for hosting us today. We're so excited to be talking to you all and to be telling you a bit about Polygence and the project that we've been working on for the past few months with the girls at the Queen Elizabeth School. It's been a great few months and we're going to be continuing. So let me just quickly give you an overview of who Polygence is, what we are and what we do. We're an online research academy aimed to foster a passion for research in high school students in any subject area from STEM to the humanities. Our objective is to have high school students be mentored by expert mentors such as Nehemiah here with us today, and really just to experience the joy of research and to understand what it means to be a researcher in the field that they're most passionate about and that they would like to explore more about. And so what we decided to do with Knowledge and Queen Elizabeth was to just design a pro bono program for the girls at Queen Elizabeth to have them be exposed to the joys of research and to be working with an amazing group of 18 women in STEM mentors, all of whom are current Polygence mentors, all of whom volunteered their time to be working with the girls and have done so with great passion. And so I'm excited for us to talk more about that today. I wanted to give you a quick overview of what the project with Queen Elizabeth looks like, and then Nehemiah will talk a bit about her experience, and then the girls will discuss their perspective and what they've learned so far and what they're hoping to learn in the future. So as I said, we launched the program back in February. It was the 11th of February, and we did it in conjunction with the International Day for Women and Girls in Science, which is very exciting. We had 18 women in science mentors in a range of fields from biomedical engineering to genetics to chemical engineering, like Nehemiah here, neuroscience, and they all dedicated 1 hour of their time for about 10 weeks to meet with the girls every week and to tell them about their research, to tell them about their research journeys, and to answer any questions the girls had. And so every week we met on a Friday, quite early for our US mentors, later in the afternoon for me and the girls. And we had a panel with 2 mentors where they discussed their research. And as I said, it was a range of subjects from biomedical sciences to genetics to neuroscience, molecular biology, and engineering, including chemical engineering. And so I think I will not delay us any further, and I'll hand it over to Nehemiah, who will talk to you about the experience that she had as a mentor, what she studies, why she decided to volunteer her time to work with us and with Queen Elizabeth, and then we'll hear from the girls, and then we'll leave it to the panel, to the audience, to ask any questions that you might have about Polygence, about the project, and so on and so forth. Go on, Nehemiah.
Thank you for a wonderful introduction. My name is Nehemiah. I am a graduate student at Princeton. I am on my second year of my program, entering my third year. I am studying chemical engineering with a focus on materials engineering. And my research specifically has to do with plastics and polymers. So part of my research studies the degradation of plastics and polymers and how we can lean into that to solve the landfill issue and other issues with plastics we have in our environment. And another part of my research is using polymers to create hydrogels, which are highly beneficial materials in many different ways, including water harvesting and moisture air purification for water generation for starved communities and just for like water stressed communities. And my research is a big focus on environment and community because I really care about like helping people and like really hoping to make an impact, no matter how small it is, on someone's life, I think, because then that could pay it forward if they are able to make a better impact on someone else's life. And that goes on forward. And, eventually we all are just in a better place as a society altogether, as a world. And so I've been a mentor with Polygence for almost 2 years now, separately with their mentoring program with students. And so when I heard about this, when we started working with Queen Elizabeth, I was really excited to hear about it, about these students who were just so excited about science and looking to learn more and looking to find the resources, because there are so many bright students out there who just don't have the right resources to reach what they can, the potential they can reach. They just don't know what they can do. They don't realize that everyone has something to offer. Everyone has innovative ideas that they can bring to the table that you never know could be that solution or the change that we're looking for in the world. And so I was really excited to talk to these students and really just share my research in hopes that, I could instill some confidence and some inspiration to, maybe pursue something similar, or even literally anything in science and research, anything out there in the arts, any way that they're expressing or putting out their own worth into the world is helping the world. And I wanted to help and inspire and encourage that. And truly this panel's discussions have really provided the chance to do that. And it's really been wonderful during the time that I had the two panel sessions with the students where we talked about our research. It's exciting to hear all the questions, the creative questions that they came up with, the inquisitive minds. Everyone's very curious about what's the things they don't know, whether or not they have learned the subject in school. They're willing to come and learn in that moment and get the background information that they need to, to succeed. They're not sitting there I don't know this. They're really just putting in all the effort they need. And so I'm really excited for this stage 2 coming up, where we will have the students broken up into different groups, and we're leading different projects so that they can study subtopics within the different projects. I will be leading one in polymers, which I'm very excited about. I have a few students we'll be working with. We'll be researching different subgroups, different subtopics within the subject of polymers. That could be plastic degradation, that can be water purification, that could be polymers, hydrogels, all sorts of really fantastic things the students can research on their own. And then as a group, we will discuss, we'll learn, we'll hone the abilities to do research and, really learn more about the subject. And then in the end, we hope to have them present their work in a beautiful way in a blog post where they can show everyone what they've learned and really share their research to the greater scientific community, to the greater community as a general. And I'm really just looking forward to it. These are all bright young students. It's really exciting to work with people who are just passionate about the subject. That's what all that matters, inspiration and passionate about the subject, and really the willingness to learn, because that's all that really matters, willing to put in the time and the effort and all that you can. And truly, I think this is just fantastic. And I cannot wait to see all the cool things that come out in the future with college applications that we plan on working with them too. I am just so excited to be a part of this journey. And, hopefully I am able to give some helpful knowledge along the way. That is all. Back to you, Lily.
Thank you, Nehemiah. And so just to build on what Nehemiah was saying, as I mentioned before, we have started the project with the girls. We've been doing panels where the mentors expose their areas of research, and the girls get to have a better sense of what it is that we are working on. And so the next part, as Nehemiah also mentioned, will be smaller research groups where the girls really get to go into the research topic that they're most interested in with our mentors. And, for 6 weeks, they're going to meet every week, and they're going to just discuss and research and learn from their mentors in a more, in a smaller setting. And then eventually in the last few months of the project, because the project is a 9-month-long project, as I said, launched in February, will end in October, we are hoping to work with the girls and some other mentors, including the ones who've been working with us now, but additional mentors to really help them with college applications where we can, in any way that we can. So this is kind of the support that we're hoping to provide. And I would now love to hand it over to the ladies themselves and have them tell us about their experience and what they're hoping to gain from the next stages.
Hi everyone, my name is Rashim Tama, and as we have heard, I'm from Queen Elizabeth. Well, my experience with Polygence has been quite phenomenal, to the extent that I literally look forward to those Friday sessions that we have once a week, because I get to meet each mentor every time, and each mentor, she comes with her own energy, her own vibe, and her own drive, which just makes me want to keep on going on with Polygence. And before the mentors start showcasing us their work, they usually start by telling us their stories, how they got where they are, why they do what they do. And it's really inspirational. It has sort of helped me to tell my story, because I have learned that telling a story, in order to tell a story, you tell it in a way that helps people. You don't just tell a story for the sake of telling a story. Like before I joined Polygence, I was confined in my own bubble at Queen Elizabeth, and my world was very small. And I was like, hi, I'm Rashim Tama, I do this and I do that. And then full stop. That was just my story. And also Polygence is like family to me. When I went to ICF, Lily and her team, they helped me with the rehearsal, they helped me with my presentation, and I really appreciate it, because looking back, it actually made a lot of difference, because I used the skills which they taught me, and where they corrected me, I used them at ISEF. And also, I live in a world where being too ambitious, especially as a girl child, is deemed as rebellion, and I live in a world where I only have one option, to be either become a doctor or an engineer. And so Polygence has widened my knowledge in the different types of jobs that I can do, because I have learned neuroscience, haptics, and I cannot, the list goes on and on. And so that's what Polygence has been to me. And also Polygence has made me realize that being different, it matters, and being ambitious is very important, because when they tell us their stories, it's very inspirational. And yeah, that's what Polygence is to me. It's like a little family, and I really love you, all the mentors, and Luli, and thank you very much for your time. That I'm missing one session of Polygence, it really pains my heart, and I love you very much. Thank you.
Hi, I am Shama Tayengwa, and as mentioned before, I am from Queen Elizabeth School. Well, my experience with Polygence taught me sisterhood, hard work, time management. I mean, the mentors were really amazing. They were right on time, even though it was early in the morning for them. For us, it was after school. And we also had a great time with Dr. Lily. They helped us communicate with the mentors more, have less tension and all that. And I'd also like to thank Dr. Ludi, because she also taught us to ask questions and all that. And Polygence taught me that there are a lot of opportunities out there. As Varasha said, our world was confined like to a few jobs that you are entitled to, this and that. And with Polygence, I learned a lot of opportunities out there. I also learned that as a shining star, you don't contain the light to yourself, rather you emit the light to others. And I was so happy that their mentors were willing to share their work with us and give us an insight to their research. That was my experience with Polygence.
Hello everyone, I am Samantha Kaseke, and as mentioned by my colleagues, we are truly grateful to Polygence for their lovely work, the lovely work they are doing with us. So for me, Polygence instills that drive, that inspirational drive to achieve and to become the inspiration, because the stories that they tell us, they compel us to do more and to step out there and make a difference. For example, personally, I am currently running the school magazine, and I have been trying to get contact with other prominent women in society in order to inspire the other ladies at Queen Elizabeth. And one thing that I've managed to grasp from Polygence is that you really need to work hard in order to make it. You really need to have a strong vision for you to make it and to make a difference. And no matter how hard the situation might be, no matter how strong the storm is, if you really have a strong vision, if you are willing to put in the work, the vision will take you through. And through your hard work, we can actually realize that I am making a difference. And one thing that I've managed to learn is knowledge is power, but without applying it, it's actually useless. We need to learn to apply what we learn in class. And for Polygence, it links up what I have been taught in class, the basic things. You can actually see it summing up into a whole. You can actually see it condensing into something big, and you can actually see the importance of this class. I'm learning this because I will be doing this in the future. And for us, Polygence excites us because we know it's going to be part of our massive transformative purpose. We know it's going to shape our minds. We know it's going to take a toll on our destinies. We know it's actually influencing us into the careers that we're going to choose in the very near future. And we know that our works will have a great impact on this earth and leave everyone overwhelmed and inspired by how we tend to do things. And also one thing that Polygence did for me is it has removed that the victimized mindset where you say, I am a girl child. Society has this rules upon me, and I ought to think like this and ought to see myself as a victim. Polygence has created an open mindset within me, and I can actually see the world levitating on our ideas, and I can actually step out there and make a difference.
Okay, hello once again, and I'm now going to talk about what I have learned and what I'm hoping to learn through Polygence. Well, I've learned quite a lot of things, but I'm going to highlight this one session that really connected with me. It was about depression, and I really connected to it because as a high school student, like most high school students, we are usually really under a lot of pressure that sometimes we don't have any guidance. We don't know what to do in some moment, and so we just tend to break down. And so it really connected to me because sometimes people usually get depressed without knowing that they are actually depressed. And I learned about the effects of depression and how depression is an important matter to address on. And I'm hoping to, with Polygence, at the end of the session, we get to publish our own journal. And I'm actually really excited about that because it will sort of like expose my work to the world, and it will be my first journal. And yeah.
Hello once again. So I'm about to tell what I learned as a researcher at Polygence. Well, I love research. I am really intrigued by research, and it means a lot to me. And when we joined Polygence, the mentors taught us that when you're doing your research, you don't give up. If this method does not work, you use an alternative and all that. I really appreciated it, and now I'm a better researcher. Even as I am a finalist at the Africa Science Baskers Festival, I actually applied those skills that our mentors taught us. I hope to become a bright researcher after Polygence, and I know I am definitely going to be, because our mentors set the right path for us. Thank you.
One of my favorite panels included this panel where we talked about being yourself. In a world full of different people, you really have to find yourself and be confident with who you are, because that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the universe what it is right now. And Polygence, I still remember the session we talked about the imposter syndrome, trying to be who you are not. And it's really important in your journey of self-discovery to realize I am this kind of person. I might be different from that kind of person, and I have my own likings and I like to do my things a certain way. And through Polygence, we actually got to know it's okay. You can be a scientist, you can be an artist at the same time. You can do a lot of things and still be you without changing for anything.
What I liked about the mentors is that they also gave us an insight about their lifestyle, that you're not only a researcher. If you're a PhD student, you're a nerd, you don't even have friends or relationships. They do have that, and they're able to balance well between their relationships and their work. And it's so amazing. And they also taught us that when you're choosing your research, you should do the things that you love. And we learned a lot from that.
Overall, for me, Polygence has been quite an exciting and wonderful journey, especially towards the end of the sessions when Luli takes a screenshot of our pictures, and yeah, it's wonderful. And yes, I cannot express it in words.
Thank you very much. For us, that's basically Polygence for us. It's more than just research to us. Yes, our research skills are improving. Yes, we are developing in quite various fields. Yes, we are getting insight into a lot of fields with top tier experts in those fields, but we are also we are very grateful for the fact that the mentors take their time to tell us their life stories, and this has had a massive impact in our lives. So we're truly grateful to Polygence and the mentors and Dr. Lily L. Ashby.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over to you, Luli.
Wow, I I don't know what to say. I want to thank you, because without you, we wouldn't be here. And you have been such a pleasure to work with. You know, you said that you look forward to Fridays. Honestly, I look forward to Fridays too. It's the highlight of my week. And I tell everyone, I'm always like, I'm so excited I get to meet the girls this week. So thank you for being such positive learners. I think this is one thing, and being so open to us and asking questions and like overcoming shyness. I know I was a very shy student myself, so I really appreciate that in you. You're all wonderful when you ask your questions, when you think about things that are, as Nehemiah said, beyond things that you may have learned, but you're willing to learn more. And I would definitely encourage you to just keep the positive attitude and, you know, continue the way that you're going, because I think you're definitely on the path to success. So thank you. I think maybe Nehemiah might want to say something too, but as I said, thank you for making our week, you know, exciting when we think about Fridays and about chatting with you and fielding your questions and thinking about what science is and what it means to also be a woman in science. I think that's also really important and something that you all highlighted. So I'll just hand it over quickly to Nehemiah, and then I think we can open the floor to questions from the audience to anyone on the panel, really.
Oh, yeah, of course. I was so happy and touched to hear all the students speaking. Like, that is truly the goal, to not only inspire them academically, but to hear them to like that we can hopefully help them believe that you can do anything as a person, and that you are a multidimensional person. You can be yourself. You are perfect as yourself. You have worth. You have something to bring and to contribute to this world, and it's valuable, and the world is waiting to see it. And I'm just so excited to see what everyone is going to do.
Thank you, Nehemiah. So I guess we can open the floor to questions about the project, about Polygence, about the girls' experience, about Nehemiah's experience, about mine. Any questions that the audience might have, we're happy to answer or try to answer.
I'd like to ask, what is Polygence about?
Thank you for the question. So as I mentioned earlier, we're an online academy and we do everything online. We match high school students with expert mentors in a field that the student is excited to explore and to produce a research project with. And so they come to us with an idea and we match them with the mentor whose interests align with the students' ideas. And then they work together for 10 sessions, developing research skills, developing the idea. And then at the end, there might be a final product. It could be a research paper, it could be a blog post, it can be an Instagram page. And we work with students across the world and who are interested in a variety of subjects. So that's what we do. And the 9-month project that we decided to do with Queen Elizabeth is a bit different to what we're usually used to doing, but we wanted to offer them a real full experience and really get to meet different mentors. And so that's why it looks a bit different in this scenario.
Am I audible? So my question about is if I want to create something or anything, it could be a research paper or my own project, but I have lack of resources and financial support. So what should I do in that situation?
Yeah. That's an excellent question. So you can definitely apply. We do have financial aid for students, and we have also pro bono opportunities. So all you really need to do is once you fill out the application, if you go to our website, polygence.org, and apply as a student, you'll be asked if you need financial aid and financial support. Once you answer that, we will then work on matching you with a mentor. In terms of resources, we can try and help as much as we can. Generally, we find that students don't really need that much resource. They just need a working internet connection. And then they can work with their mentor based on, the resources that the mentor can supply, but that they might also be able to find online. So it's not very resource intensive. I don't know, Nehemiah, do you want to maybe add something to that in terms of your own experience with students and limited resources?
Yeah, I have worked almost exclusively with pro bono students for a while. So I had a lot of students where that was their exact situation. For a lot of the students, we focused on writing review papers where you only really need an internet connection to do the research that you need and provide critical thought on that. And in some cases, we were even able to do some really simple experiments in like their school laboratory and use the resources that were available. Of course, that limited the type of experiments you could do, but there's always something to add and to supplement like a paper. But that's always, like Lily said, there's always ways to like still perform research with what you have.
I'm sorry, we didn't hear that.
I would like to know if there's room for other students who are not from Queen Elizabeth to participate in Polygence.
Maybe could someone type the question in the chat? Knowledge, I don't know if you have access to the chat, that would be great. I'm not sure, I'm assuming, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is it how do other students participate in the Polygence project. Is that maybe what I heard? I'm not sure. Okay, well, I'll answer, and then if that's not the question, I apologize. But as I mentioned before, there are two ways that can be done. One is to apply as an individual through our website, and we'll take it from there in terms of your application. You get to meet with an admission advisor on Zoom, and they can help you out with your application in that way. Okay, the question is, how can other students who are not from Queen Elizabeth participate? Exactly. So you can do that. If you're part of a school like Queen Elizabeth who would like to participate in a program similar to the one that we're doing with her, then I would really encourage you to reach out to us at mentors@polygence.org, and I'll just put it in the chat. So it's mentors@polygence.org, and we can discuss a potential pro bono partnership if that's something that is needed, or we can discuss like another type of research program. But I think the first step is, as an individual, to definitely go to our website, polygence.org, and apply as an individual student, and we'll take it from there.
Is that any deadline for application?
So usually the deadline is on the 15th of every month, but we do also accept applications on a rolling basis. So you'll have all the information on the website, but just bear in mind that usually the 15th of the month is kind of when we close the deadline, or the application process for that particular month, and then on the 16th it opens up for the following.
Which criteria is used to measure students as mentors?
I think I heard what criteria is used to decide which students can participate in Polygence. Really, we want to see students who are excited about research, who have a general idea of what it is that they want to study, and who have the background skills in the area that they want to study. By that, it doesn't have to be like exceptional skills, but at least some kind of experience. And that is also depending on the type of project that they want to do. I'm an anthropologist, I'm a mentor as well, and I've worked with students who never took an anthropology class before, and with them, I worked with them to sort of give them the anthropology 101, like the first steps. So that is something mentors are willing to do as well. But generally, if you want to work in a field like coding and computer science, we do require a minimum skill set in that subject area. But having said that, I encourage, if you're passionate about research and you want to discover something new, I highly encourage you to apply, so that you get to work with one of our awesome mentors like Nehemiah here.
There are no more questions from the side. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I want to thank Nehemiah again, and definitely thank the ladies from Queen Elizabeth. As I said before, you've been such a pleasure to work with, and we're so excited to continue working with you in the next few months. Thank you so much, Knowledge, for organizing this exceptional festival, and for inviting us to talk about our experience with Queen Elizabeth, and the wonderful girls who are participating in the program with us. So thank you so much. And if you have any follow-up questions, you can definitely reach me at mentors@polygence.org. I'm more than happy to answer any questions, or to direct you to the people who can answer those questions for you. So thank you so much, everyone. And see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.